Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever wondered how organizations manage payroll, attendance, leave and overtime efficiently in today's digital era? To answer this question, let's start with our introduction. The adoption of digital technologies in human resource management has become increasingly important to improve efficiency and accuracy. In this project, we explore how Payroll Panda and Chivo work together to simplify payroll processing and workforce management. Let's start by looking at how we created our company in Payroll Panda. For the company details, we first created a Payroll Panda account using the company's official email address. Next, we created a secure password to ensure the company's payroll information is protected. After successfully logging into Payroll Panda, the next step was to complete the company profile. First, we uploaded the official logo of face-to-face senior brand. Then, we created and entered the company's official email address. Besides that, we filled in the company's contact information, including the telephone number and email address. Our company was registered in Negeri Sembilan, Malaysia as a private limited company. Lastly, the company registration number was entered for record-keeping purposes. After completing the company profile, we proceed with the statutory information and bank details. In this session, we enter all the statutory information required by the Payroll Panda system based on the legal requirements. Next, we enter the company's banking details into the system. A company bank account was created specifically for salary payment purposes. Next, let's continue with the company location setup. First, we enter the company name into the system. Then, we assign employees to the company's location. Our company, Fancy Fashion Berhas, is located in Seremban, Negeri Sembilan, Malaysia. After setting up the company location, we continue by creating the employees' work schedules. In total, we created 5 different schedules, namely each schedule is designed for different categories of workers and helps specify their duties and responsibilities. We then assign employees to their respective positions. We created the employee positions based on the company's organizational structure. Some of the positions that we created include HR executive, marketing executive, customer service assistant, warehouse assistant, and so on. Besides assigning positions, we also organize employees into different departments. For the department setup, we created 6 departments within the company. Employees are grouped into this department according to the type of work they perform and their job responsibilities. Once the company structure has been completed, we proceed with the payroll cycle setup and its justification. For permanent full-time employees, our company used the monthly payroll cycle. Under this payroll cycle, employees receive a fixed monthly salary. This helps provide financial stability because employees know they will receive their salary on a regular basis every month. Besides the monthly payroll cycle, our company also used a non-monthly payroll cycle for other categories of employees. This payroll cycle is suitable for part-time and contract employees. It can also be used for daily rated and hour rated employees where salaries are calculated based on the actual working period instead of a fixed monthly salary. After setting up the payroll cycle, we then selected the payroll policy that best suits each category of employees. The first payroll policy is the standard monthly policy. This policy is used for permanent and full-time employees. Under this policy, employees receive a fixed monthly salary, which helps provide financial stability. The second payroll policy is the intern payroll policy. This policy is specifically designed for internship employees instead of receiving a full employee salary. Interns are provided with an allowance. This policy reflects the temporary nature of internship positions and clearly separates intern payroll from the payroll of permanent policy. The final payroll policy is the daily payroll policy. This policy applies to part-time, casual and temporary employees. Employees are paid based on the actual number of days they work, making this policy suitable for employees with flexible working arrangement.
In this session, we demonstrate how employees can be added into the system using different employment and different methods provided by Payroll Panda. The first employee category is employee with monthly salary. For example, we registered Nurul KBA2735B, who is Malaysian citizen with an NRIC identification number, received a fixed monthly salary of 2,500. The second category is an employee with hourly salary. For this example, we add David Arumugam, who is Malaysian citizen working as customer service assistant. Instead of receiving a fixed monthly salary, he is paid RM18 per hour. Next, this slide shows an employee with a daily salary. The employee is Anandi Susila, received 120 ringgit per day. Next, the employee is Trisha Lim, who is an Australian citizen and does not have a permanent resident or PR status in Malaysia. Based on Malaysia employment regulation, she is not required to contribute to EIS. This slide demonstrates how to switch off the EPF contribution in Pero Panda. Using Ainul binti Shukri as an example, the EPF option was disabled under the statutory information section to show how the HR can customize statutory cost contribution settings when required. Next, I introduce our first intern, who is Helena Melissa binti Osman. Her internship officially started on 5th May 2026, and this information was recorded in the system. This slide shows our second intern employee named Muhammad Luqman bin Kamal. His internship started on 18 May 2026, and all his employment details were successfully recorded in Pero Panda. These slides compare two different types of foreign employees. The first employee is Anandi Susila, who is Indonesian citizen with permanent resident PR status in Malaysia, and the second employee is Trisha Lim, Australian citizen who does not have PR status in Malaysia. Now, I will explain the process of adding an employee manually. First, we open the employees menu from the Pero Panda dashboard. Then, we click the Add Employee button to create a new employee profile. After clicking the Add Employee button, the next step is to enter the employee's personal information. Step 4, we enter the employee's employment details, and this includes employee's job position, department, employment type, joining date, salary, structure, and payroll setting. Step 5, we review all the information to make sure everything is accurate. Once the information has been verified, we click the Save button to complete the employee registration process. Next, we are moving on to the bulk upload features. First step, we open the employee section, and the second step, we choose the bulk upload option, and lastly, we click the upload employees. After selecting the bulk upload feature, step 4, we download the employee template by clicking the download sheet. In step 5, we complete all the employee information in the template, including personal and employment details. This ensures the data is accurate, complete, and ready to upload in the Pero Panda. Step 6, we upload the complete employee file by clicking the Choose File from Computer. Pero Panda will automatically check and validate the data to ensure all required fields are complete before creating the employee's record. Step 7, we verify that the employee's file has been uploaded successfully. Once the information is confirmed, then click Next to proceed. In step 8, Pero Panda perform a final validation of the data. If everything is correct, click Done to complete the import, and the employee records will be created automatically. Next, after creating the employee profile, we enter the payroll section and complete the TP3 form with information from the employee's previous employer. This ensures accurate payroll and tax calculation while maintaining compliance with statutory requirements. This slide shows the process of updating employee status to deceased in Pero Panda. The system records the correct termination reason, processes the employee's final payroll, and ensures the employee is excluded from the future payroll cycles. This slide demonstrates the employee offboarding process due to relocation abroad. The termination reason and last working date are recorded in Pero Panda, while the final payroll is processed before the employee is removed from the future payroll. This slide shows the resignation process in Pero Panda. The employee's last working date is recorded, the final payroll is processed automatically, and the employee status is updated to maintain the accurate payroll records.
Now, I will demonstrate how Pero Panda processes payroll from start to finish. First, from the Pero Panda dashboard, we click on the payroll menu located on the left-hand side. Here, the system displays all available payroll periods. For this demonstration, we will select May 2026. Once we open the payroll period, Pero Panda automatically lists all employees included in this payroll cycle. On this page, HR can immediately view important payroll information such as each employee gross pay, net pay, and payroll status. Next, if there are additional payments or deduction, we simply click on Add Payroll Item. For today's demonstration, we will add an internship allowance. After selecting the payroll item, we choose the employees who are eligible to receive the allowance and enter the RM100 as the payment amount. Once we click Save, Pero Panda automatically updates the payroll. We can immediately see that the internship allowance has been added to the selected employee salaries, and their gross pay is recalculated instantly. After reviewing all salary information, allowance and deductions, the payroll is now ready to proceed to the next stage. Now, the payroll has been completed successfully. Pero Panda automatically generates several important payroll documents. The first document is the bank file. We simply open the bank file section, and the system generates a payment file containing every employee's bank account details together with their net salary. This file can then be submitted directly to the bank, making the salary payment process much faster and more efficient.
Next, we move to the statutory files. Here, Pemda automatically prepares all statutory contribution files required by the Malaysian government, including EPF, SOSO, EIS, and PCB. Lastly, Pemda automatically generates employee payslip. Each payslip provides a complete salary breakdown, including the basic salary, allowance, overtime, deductions, and statutory contributions. Next, I will show the different payroll items available in Pemda. Pemda provides two types of payroll items, which are existing payroll items and custom payroll items. First, let's look at the existing payroll item. We click on Add Payroll Item, and here, Pemda already provides several predefined payroll components such as bonus, commission, and allowance. For this demonstration, we select bonus. We then choose the employee who is eligible to receive the payment and enter the bonus amount. Once we save the information, Pemda automatically updates the employee's payroll. The bonus is added to the gross salary and all statutory contributions are recalculated automatically. Now, let me explain the difference between adding payroll item in the employee tab and the payroll tab. First, we open the employee menu and select a specific employee. In the employment section, we can find recurring payroll items. This feature is used when a payroll item is only applicable to one employee on a regular basis. For example, if an employee receives a monthly medical benefit, we simply select medical benefit, enter the amount, and click save. On the other hand, the payroll tab is used to create payroll items that can be used across the entire organization. To do this, we go to the payroll setting and select payroll items. Then, we click Add Payroll Item. For this demonstration, we create a new transport allowance. We choose the payroll item type, assign it to the allowance category, configure how it affects salary calculations and statutory contributions, and finally, save the new payroll item. Next, I will demonstrate how to create a custom payroll item. Besides using the existing payroll items, Pemda also allows companies to create their own payroll components based on business requirements. For this example, we create a transport allowance worth RM100. After creating the payroll item, we assign it to the selected employee and set the payment frequency to once every 3 months. Once the payroll is processed, Pemda automatically includes the allowance in the employee gross salary. We also create another custom payroll item for normal day overtime. In this example, the employee worked 2 hours of overtime. Pemda automatically calculates the overtime using the normal day overtime rate and generates the correct overtime payment without any manual calculation. After completing the payroll process, Pemda also provides payroll summary reports. Here, we can view the payroll summaries for May, June, and July 2026. Each report displays important payroll information such as the total payroll expenses, gross profit, employee statutory contributions, and other payroll costs for that month. Finally, we will look at the year-to-date or YTD data. YTD stores employees' payroll information accumulated throughout the year, including previous salaries and statutory deductions. This information is very useful because it supports accurate payroll reporting, simplifies annual tax calculations, and ensures complete payroll records and maintained for every employee.
Now, we move on to create a GBL organization. For the first part, I will explain how we create a GBL organization. So, the first thing we did was create organization in GBL. This organization acts as the main workspace, where all employee attendance, working hours, and leave record are managed. GBL keeps all the information in one place, making it much easier for both employee and administrator to access. After creating the organization, next step is adding employee as user. So, each employee has their own account, so they can clock in, clock out, and record their working hours using GBL. To make the process more efficient, we synchronize GBL with Payroll Panda. This means the employee information only can be entered once. When employee details are updated in one system, the change are reflected in other system automatically. This helps reduce duplicate work and minimize human error. Next, I will explain the time tracking rule that was set up in GBL. The first category requires face recognition. Employees in this group need to verify their identity using facial recognition every time they clock in or clock out. This helps prevent issues like body punching, where someone else record attendance on behalf of another employee. The second category requires employees to record their location whenever they create a time entry. This is especially useful for employees who work outside the office, such as file workers or remote employees. Lastly, the third category requires a screenshot while employees are clocked in. So this feature is mainly used for remote work because it provides evidence of work activity throughout the day.
Now, let's move on to GBL, which is integrated with Payroll Panda to manage attendance, public holidays, and employee leave. First, I will demonstrate how to create public holiday calendars. From the GBL dashboard, we go to the public holiday section and click Add Calendar. For this demonstration, we created 2 different public holiday calendars, one for Selangor and another one for Negeri Sembilan. This feature is especially useful for companies that have employees working in different states because public holidays may vary depending on the state. After creating both calendar, the next step is to assign them to the relevant employees. For example, we assign the Selangor public holiday calendar to employees who are based in Selangor, while the Negeri Sembilan calendar is assigned to employees working in Negeri Sembilan. Once the calendars are assigned, Jibal will automatically recognize the correct public holidays for each employee. This means attendance record, leave balance, and working days are calculated accurately without requiring HR to update them manually. Next, I will demonstrate how Jibal manage different leave policy. To begin, we open the leave policy section where the company can create and customize different types of employee leave. The first leave type is annual leave. For this demonstration, we configured 12 days of paid annual leave per year. Employees can use this leave for personal matters, vacations, or any paid absence from work. The second leave type is medical leave. Employees are entitled to 14 days of paid medical leave each year. However, when applying for medical leave, they are required to submit a medical certificate and supporting documentations. The next leave type is hospitalization leave. This leave is provided when employee is admitted to the hospital. In our setup, employees are entitled to up to 16 days of paid hospitalization leave each year. Finally, we have unpaid leave. This leave is used when an employee has exhausted all of their paid leave entitled or requires additional leave beyond what the company provides. Once unpaid leave is approved, Jibal automatically records the leave, and after synchronization with payroll planner, the salary deduction will be calculated automatically during payroll processing.
Now, I will be explaining about the payroll planner and Jibal. I will briefly explain the process and both systems are connected. This slide explains the employee synchronization process between payroll planner and Jibal. First, the integration between payroll planner and Jibal, now called as employee integration. Next, whenever have an employee record is created in payroll planner, it will automatically be seen to the Jibal. In addition, any changes made to the current or former employees in payroll planner will also be automatically updated in Jibal. As a result, record in both systems will remain consistent, which help to reduce administrative workload. Finally, sync with these two systems also improve the overall accuracy of the data. Like explain how overtime from Jibal is integrated into payroll planner. First, all overtime hours are recorded in Jibal will be also recorded in payroll planner automatically. Next, the overtime pay calculated in Jibal will flow directly into payroll planner for payroll calculation. At this slide, I will be explain how unpaid leave is reflected in the payroll system. The unpaid leave is request has already been approved through Jibal and automatically sent to payroll planner for processing. This system will be calculate the deduction based on the employee's unpaid leave and adjust the salary accordingly. As shown in the payroll planner records, the unpaid leave deduction is displayed clearly, which help to ensure that the employee's salary is calculated accurately. This integration between attendance and payroll system also help to reduce manual errors, prevent overpayment, and to ensure that payroll records are always be updated. Let's show how approved leave is recorded in the attendance system. When an employee leave request is approved, it will automatically appear in the attendance record. This helps the system to keep track of the employee, attendance, and leave information accurately. The leave balance is also updated automatically after the approval process, which ensures that both attendance and leave remain consistent record. Like explain the employee payslip reviewing process in the payroll planner. After the payslip is generated, employee can access it through the payroll planner by access at the employee portal by logging in their account. They can go to the payroll section in the dashboard and select the specific payroll period that they want to review. The payslip allows employee to check important details such as basic salary, allowances, overtime payments, and deduction. Let's show the final step of the employee payslip viewing process. After the payslip has been sent, employee can access and download their payslip for their own records. This allows employee to keep their payroll documents and refer whenever needed. By providing easy access to payroll information, the system improves transparency and convenience for employees.
Now, let's level up our discussion with some recommendations. First, we recommend implementing AI-powered payroll error detection. These features can help automatically identify payroll issues such as duplicate claims calculation or wrong statutory deduction. Next, we suggest introducing an employee feedback and engagement module. This allows employees to share their feedback through surveys and communication channels. Finally, a digital recognition and reward system can be implemented. This system can motivate employees to reward, point, or badge, encouraging better performance.
Finally, let's head to the end of our presentation, which is the conclusion. Payroll Panda and Jibble together provide a complete and efficient solution for payroll and workforce management. Through this integration, organizations are able to manage payroll, processing, attendance tracking, leave management, and overtime more accurately and efficiently. The system also helps reduce manual work, minimize errors, and ensure better compliance with statutory requirements.